Blessings, friends. It's Maia here with an astro update. On November 1st, we have a new moon in the passionate, intense, and magnetic sign of Scorpio at 9 degrees. Those of you who have planets around 9 degrees of fixed signs, such as Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, will likely feel the effects of this new moon the most. A new moon is when the sun and the moon are coupled together in the sky, creating a time of endings and new beginnings. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which emphasizes a sense of security and rootedness amidst the capacity to navigate emotional depths and empathy. The traditional ruler of this lunation is Mars, the planet of action, drive, and warrior-like energy. Its co-ruler, Pluto, that is the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation. What's fascinating about this new moon is that both Scorpio's traditional and modern ruler are applying to an opposition to each other. Thus, Mars at 29 degrees of Cancer is opposing Pluto at its last 29th anaretic degree, right before officially transitioning out of Capricorn this month into Aquarius. Are you feeling a change in the air? Are you feeling a change within your own emotional waters? This is a time for deep introspection and scorpionic self-reflection. It's a time for critical changes that are needed in order to move forward. Such a new moon during Samhain, while the veil is thin, we may truly be able to feel more effortlessly into that deep stirring occurring within the collective underworld and our own underworld, seeking change from the ground up. Check out my previous posts and videos for more information on what the Pluto-Mars opposition means. In brief, it can be a time of chaos or a time of becoming easily triggered, especially as Mars, the ruler of this new moon, is in its exile, where it has to work harder for a healthier expression. Make sure to pick your battles wisely as they'll continue to play out over the next 6 months. The best way to work with this intense transformational energy is to embody the highest conscious Martian archetype within you at this time. Scorpio, Pluto, and Mars are key players of this lunation. They ask us to find a healthy relationship to power, control, and intimacy within these critical degrees. A quite synchronistic new moon in Scorpio with the election, as this is a sign of power, control, and privacy. Thus, we will be experiencing a new beginning when it comes to those in power, and we can expect hidden secrets involved, manipulation tactics, and intensity with Scorpio. On a positive level, this new moon can be protective, precise, resilient, determined, passionate, resourceful, secure, and strategic. On a challenging level, this new moon can be secretive, controlling, manipulative, power-hungry, extreme, obsessive, accident-prone, aggressive, chaotic, and stubborn. This new moon in Scorpio, we will be planting seeds to come to fruition around the Scorpio full moon in 6 months. We do have a wonderful kite formation in the sky. This is an opportunistic formation if we focus on the top of the kite in our chart, Pluto, where there is a release point for us to take off and soar, even through the crosshair pressures of a T-square opposition. Mars is the anchor of this kite formation, so instead of cowering into a lower octave expression of Mars, bravely move into a higher octave of a Plutonian expression. Look to see wherever Pluto is at in your transit chart. We have a grand water trine between Mercury, Mars, and Neptune, which brings an energy of ease and flow regarding information, communication, passion, drive, and our dreams. This gives us great supportive and helpful energies to work through any challenges that may arise. Mercury, the planet of information and communication, is opposing Uranus, the planet of shock and sudden changes. This can bring information that was hidden suddenly to the surface for positive breakthroughs or challenging breakdowns. However, we do have the Sun and the Moon triding Saturn, the planet of restructure, discipline, and order. This is a harmonious aspect that can bring lasting results through practical efforts and hard work. Now I will share an excerpt from a wonderful astrological author, Ren Butler, who shares the principles of the relationship between the Sun, Moon, and Saturn. Quote, "There is a need for healthy self-control, integrity, responsibility, emotional grounding through hard work, self-monitoring, self-observation, and creative efforts in solitude." End quote. Questions to ask ourselves during this new moon? What area of life asks for our greatest introspection? How are we wrapping up old ways of being as we begin to embrace new ways of being? How can we make peace with past versions of ourselves individually and past versions of humanity collectively? How can we remain centered with integrity during any triggers or chaotic energy? How can we channel intense emotional feelings into positive motivation moving forward? What is something positive we can begin now on a practical level that we wish to have lasting results? How can we be mindful about our responses during this lunation? What will help us respond with coherence versus react? How can we be resourceful and strategic in a specific area of our life? What is our relationship to power and control? And how can we find healthy expressions of this in our reality? What opportunities are available to us that might be hidden or require some digging to bring to the surface? What hidden shadows of our psyche ask for our attention and reflection for deeper awareness? What area of life will this new moon in Scorpio be happening for you? For Aries rising, this new moon will be happening in your 8th house. This could be new beginnings associated with shared resources, shared money, investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, the occult, psychology, sex, and deep bonds. For Taurus rising, this new moon is happening in your 7th house. This could bring new beginnings having to do with your personal relationships, business relationships, collaborations, agreements, negotiations, contracts, marriages, and legal documents. For Gemini risings, this new moon will be happening in your 6th house. This could be a new beginning having to do with your health, work, your job, coworkers, daily routine, diet, exercise, organization, as well as pets and animals. For Cancer rising, this new moon will be happening in your 5th house. This could bring new beginnings around your creativity, children, romance, hobbies, joy, celebration, and small business. For Leo rising, this new moon is happening in your 4th house. This could bring new beginnings associated with your home life, family life, property, inner security, your emotional safety, ancestral roots, and tradition. For Virgo rising, this new moon will be happening in your 3rd house. This could bring new beginnings associated with communication, short form learning and writing, one's online persona, local community, neighborhood, local travel and transportation, and extended family. For Libra rising, this new moon will be happening in your 2nd house. This could bring new beginnings associated with your income, how you make money, physical, material possessions, one's self-worth and esteem, as well as one's personal values. For Scorpio rising, this new moon is happening in your 1st house, in the house of you. This can be a new beginning having to do with yourself, your identity, your physical body, outward appearance, and new endeavors. For Sagittarius rising, this new moon is happening in your 12th house. This can bring new beginnings associated with the unseen hidden realms, so one's subconscious, unconscious, self-undoings, addictions, as well as the mystical realm and one's spirituality and dreams. Sometimes jails and hospitals, but also sometimes retreats and ashrams, music and the arts. For Capricorn rising, this new moon will be happening in your 11th house. This could be new beginnings associated with large groups of people, friendships, networks, organizations, progressive ideas, and future hopes, goals, and wishes. For Aquarius rising, this new moon is happening in your 10th house. This could bring new beginnings associated with your career, public reputation, public image, leadership, authority, achievement, and notoriety. And last but not least, for Pisces rising, this new moon will be happening in your 9th house. This could be new beginnings associated with long-distance travel, higher learning, one's beliefs and philosophy, government institutions, as well as publishing and teaching. New moon in Scorpio, blessings to you all.